Saturday afternoon, let's go and pick up some scrap jobs and drop these off at the workshop. This is the first job, should be some radiators. This is the next job, an old cast boiler, a few wee little bits of metal. I'm at my workshop now just to drop off my barrels. Look at how empty the place is. Makes the workshop seem so much bigger. All my barrels are all empty, shelves are all empty, the cupboards are bare. I've still got some boiler pumps, these. I never got these finished because I was speaking to a man, Scrap Life, and he told me a better way to strip them, so I'm going to try that. Another thing I wanted to do while I was here is this. So this is my wee apron that I wear while I'm at my bench. But I broke the clip that it comes with. So I've been having to tie this behind my back, which is quite inconvenient. So I bought these. A little clasp of some sort. Not quite sure how you put it on. We'll figure that out. You put that little button on there somewhere, I think. And hammer that in. Let's try it and see. And if I put that end on there, it clasps like that. But I need to take this end off. Should I just cut it? I think so. I'm not sure what this one's for. I think I'm going to put on it as well though. You can see it's all twisted from me tying it in knots behind my back. Right. Maybe I should have ironed this flat before I started. Not in there. Something like that. Right, I've tried it on and I've now put the button here instead of right at the end. That was silly. I'm definitely not that fat. That's better though. Right, this time. That's it. Aye, that's better. That's much better. I need to get used to that little clip on the back though. Aye, that's good. That's good. Right, now I really need to get back to work. I've picked up a good boiler, some fencing. Oh, the lights went off, it's back on. And I've got some radiators to collect. That's me home now. I picked up another old junk boiler. That's a good wee start in the van for Monday. I also picked up a nice succulent Chinese meal for me and my wife. Monday morning, I'm at my workshop to drop this boiler off and this box and sort the van out a little bit. I'm going to load up these boxes now and get rid of them as well. I'm back at my workshop again. I don't have any other jobs so far, so I'm just going to spend the next few hours in here tidying some things up. Start organising stuff into the correct barrels again. Maybe clean this little bit of alley. This sort of stuff. I've got a little bit of copper that I could clean. And I've got these motors. These are the boiler pumps. I would like to get them stripped today as well. I've still got this barrel of them. I'd like to get them done. And we've got the heating on today because it is 0 degrees. See if this one's any better. Just that one pump. Let me try a brand new one. Don't know if they're just a little bit too rounded or if they've all just been over tightened. I do go through quite a lot of these. That seems better already. And that's much better. Hopefully I haven't spoken too soon. That one's totally missing. Let me put my apron on, actually, so I don't ruin my clothes with sparks. My little apron that I fixed at the weekend. Let's try it. No. I could have tied this by now. Can't tell if it's on. I think that's that. Right, hopefully I'll get better at that with practice. Last one. These. Show you what I do with these. Stainless steel with a little brass button. That's brass. Stainless steel. A little electric motor. And again another little piece of stainless steel. That leaves me with this piece. Take the plastic off it. And then cut up the case. That's the little electric motor that I want, and that is cast aluminium. Pretty good scrapping these boiler pumps because this is the only waste. There's not a lot of waste on them, and let me see. You could sell them like that as pumps. That's pretty low value. You could take that part off them and sell it as an electric motor, but if you dismantle it, everything becomes more valuable than an electric motor. Like, the stainless steel is more valuable, the little brass button is more valuable, the aluminium case is more valuable, the copper on the inside is more valuable. Well, this steel, this part here is less valuable, but you still get paid steel prices for it. So these are pretty good for stripping, for scrapping. Just normally set up different buckets beside my bench. As I take parts out, I'm throwing the brass into a bucket up there, the stainless down there. Very occasionally one of these will be steel. Last one. My little electric motors. now want to start stripping these using this machine. Let me try and tidy the place a little bit. I still need to learn a lot about this little machine. I've got a lot to learn. So there's different attachments for stripping different motors. But I don't know the correct, I haven't learned the correct attachments yet. I also spoke to Scrap Life and he told me that if I take all the attachments off, I can use this for cutting the ends off them. So I would like to try that. Because previously, the smallest attachment, which is on it just now, these are too small to fit. So I've been having to cut 4 slots in them. That's just time consuming. It works well, but it's time consuming. I bought the machine for doing it, so I would much rather if I could figure out how to do it with the machine. There will be some adjustment on it, obviously. Steve told me there is, so I'll need to figure that out. But I've got these ones cut so far, so I'll get them finished. Let me get a bucket for the proper. Down here that I'll throw the steel in. Right. But I caught it there, that's what I'm trying to be careful of. Right, might strip these ones while I've got, that's the problem though, I don't know what part I'm supposed to be putting on it, I just don't know. Oh, I think I've run out of gas in my heater. That's a disaster. My little heater has just switched itself off. I'll need to get a gas bottle for it. Probably soon, because I can feel it getting cold. Right. So this is the different attachments. You can see that that one's obviously too big. Maybe this one. So this one I think I should be using next. This one. Yeah. Right. Let me change this bit. This one I'm putting on. There's also these parts that you can change over. It's not be that small one though. Took the very smallest one off and replaced it with the next size up. I'll be putting that back on in a minute, but I wanted to get these ones done. I'll move you a little bit closer. So that goes on there. Well, I might sit here. I'll sit you there for a minute and you can see how it cuts it. I definitely need a little bit of practice. So you can see how it works, but there's definitely a knack to it that I think will only come with lots of practice. But what I want to do now is try and adjust this blade. Oh, I might not need to. Well, maybe. So I'm going to try it without the guide on it. Let me try and sit myself in there. So I don't think it's not cutting through it enough. It's not cutting it enough. Let me see if I can show you. See this little gap in here? You might not even be able to see it. I'm going to try and close that gap. Not sure how you do it. I think it might just be this nut. Right, I have no idea how you adjust that. I wonder if you have to unscrew it. I feel like you might, you know. I feel like I might need to unscrew it on that piece of threaded rod. Right, let me pause this, I'll come back if I can figure it out. Right, this is what I've done. I've taken these parts off. I've taken this little pin out that holds the blade in place, and I'm going to lift it up now to take this out. And then I think this turns. Oh, I think I want that to turn. I think I want only this part to turn. Right. I've only done one full turn. Right. I think that's it. I think I just need to put it back together. This is going to be the difficult part, I think, getting that back in. Maybe if I get it started. Right. Right. Let me get this circlip back on. Right. I think that's it. Let's see if it works any better. I don't know if you can see, but it's still not cutting it far enough. It has almost got it, but not enough. has somehow pulled half of it off. It sort of works. Let's try again. So that is pretty much what Steve Scrap Life told me would happen. He says it cuts it just enough for it to work. It doesn't quite cut it, but it cuts it just enough. And that is still quicker than what I had previously been doing, which was cutting 4 cuts on the ends. I really want to try and cut out the cutting. I want to avoid having to do any cutting because with a grinder, just because it's dusty. If I can avoid that, that's what I'm aiming for. Right, so I'm going to set this up now, and I'm just going to spend. Well, actually, I think I'm going to go and get some heating. I'm going to go and get a gas bottle because it is freezing. It's freezing in here. I've got another gas bottle, but I'm pretty sure it's empty as well. Let me check and see. Pretty sure I stopped using my other gas bottle because it kept cutting out. I think because it was so low. You know, you can still hear the gas in them, which is the same as that one. But I think it must just be the pressure's low. If you can hear it. Let's try it again. Came back on. Cold, man, it's very cold. I don't know if you can see. Oh. It's chilly, it's very, very chilly. If I was in here and I was doing something that was more active, I would be fine, but because I'm just standing at the bench, it gets very cold very quickly. I don't know why this wee fire cuts out sometimes, because there's definitely still gas in the bottle. I mean, I did find it in the scrap, to be fair, so maybe that's why its previous owner got rid of it. I need to keep an eye out for a new one. Right, that's better. I'm going to set this behind me while I'm standing at the bench. It's not enough. Not enough heat comes off it to heat the entire workshop, but if you keep it next to your legs, it helps. I'm actually going to oil some of these parts. They give you a little oil can with it. The only oil I've got, however, is the oil for my van, OW30, which is better than nothing. Might not be quite the correct oil, but it'll do for now. Engine oil. Where do we put it? Oh. Yeah, that's quite good. Where else should I put it? I have no idea. That's really the only part that moves. I suppose this part here moves, but I have no idea what that does. Right, anyway. I've got a little pile of them up on the bench. Right, gentlemen, my heater has switched itself off again. I think I need to go and get a gas bottle. It will switch back on. There might be a fault with it. I noticed that, see when it's on, I think that these three elements should be glowing red, but this makes like a stuttering sort of noise, as if it's not getting full pressure. I get as much of the gas out of the bottle as possible though, before because I have to return this bottle to get it replaced with a full bottle. So I don't want to give them back a bottle that still has gas in it. Right, closer. See, it's glowing nice and red. That's what it should be doing, but after a few minutes it sort of starts to stutter. Anyway, I'll see how much longer I can get out it. Right, gentlemen, I need to get packed up and go. I've got a few jobs to go and collect. And I'm definitely going to go and replace this gas bottle. I'm going to buy another gas bottle. I've actually got two gas bottles here. They're both, they've got some in them, but they're obviously low pressure. So they're both doing the same problem. Aye, I'm going to need to spend some money. I'll show you how I've been getting on. I got quite a few of them done. I filled this bucket. It's a good bucket. And half a bucket. But I need to go. Got a boiler to collect. It's a good one. I picked up a few more appliances on my way to the scrapyard. I'll show you my non-ferrous once I've emptied the van. Got it pulled forward, sweep out the van. Got a pretty good reload. I've got a little bit of valley, a little bit of stainless, and a wee bucket with some motors, some cable, some copper, some brass. Got a boiler to collect on my way home. Got some cuttings. Not sure about that one. I think it won't be a good one. Picked an old washing machine up on my way home as well. I'll take this stuff to my workshop tomorrow, and 2 different petrol stations I've been to. I still can't find one that has colour gas, so I'll find one tomorrow hopefully.